Live. Sweet. Looks like we are good to go. And the stream health seems to be okay, since I know last time we had a few blackouts, but I think we've got everything good to go, and it shows that there are no issues. So without further ado, let's Kerbal. Today is finally the day after many trials and setbacks. We are finally we're on Cerillion, I should say, but now it's finally time to actually go exploring the planet and the planetary system with all its tasty moons. So that's where we are going to start. I'm going to jump right in. Greetings, Guardian. How are you? I guess for you it's good night, right? Since it's, what time is it there? Like 10, 11 or something? So it'd be good night instead of good day, right? Yeah, so I have many things on the surface of Cerillion planned, but I figured I would just begin the stream. Glad to hear. We always like doing great. I have some cool news on just from a personal level, but I want to share with you. But first, I need to show you my 1026. Yep, that's what I thought. Nice and late. It's 2:30 here. 2:30 p.m. I should say, not 2:30 in the morning. That'd be, a little sleepy to do that. But I'm going to jump right in with my beautiful nightmare that you saw the picture of, that I posted a picture of on the Kerbal forums. If I can find the darn thing. Of course, I named everything almost exactly identical, so I need to, see, everything. Shuttle SSTO shuttle. So now I have to sift through every single one to make sure I'm getting the right one, but I think, I'm looking here, I'm squinting because I've got the screen windowed on my monitor, and it's running at 1080p on a 4K monitor, so it's nice and squished, so the font's about that big. So I just need to make sure that's the one. I think this is it. Okay, this is what Kerbals think X-Wings look like. Yeah, so remember how we had some issues before? I fixed that with much force and ignoring physics. So this is our lovely little... Oh, actually, I did put... I thought this... Does this have the RCS on it? Nope, I do have an autosave version of this. I think that is a little bit more recent. Let's see. Bingo. Yeah, and okay, are you ready for this? So you might think I'm just flying by the seat of my Kerbal-y pants, but I actually tested it in 3 separate ways. I have to leave for a moment. Yeah, no worries, you're good. I'm just gonna test everything while you leave, and then I will explain. I just want to make sure these aren't clipping in because that looks like duck butter. Close. And I am going to be making sure I do something intelligent this time. That would be testing or launching this with the wheels closed. Last time I tried it, I had them extended, so I decided to go to orbit with my legs hanging out, basically. And it worked, so I don't know how to explain that, but it worked. So I'm just taking a look here to make sure I have everything I need, and for some reason it looks like it did not save my RCS port. So I'm going to go ahead and put some on there to make sure this friendly giant can maneuver once it's in space. What are my go-to? So for those of you who are running mods with RCS thrusters, I tried using these bad boys before. Let's see, is it... yeah, these. You'll see they have a delicious thruster power of 7 versus the standard 1. What I failed to realize is that they drink fuel probably faster than all of these engines combined, so I don't want to use those. I'm just going to go with a couple sets of the regular sized ones and hope that will give me decent maneuverability and control when I'm floating about. Oops. So let's go ahead and throw these on really quick. And I want them, there we go, radially. Make sure I get them more or less in a decent spot. Yeah, I know I could be a little more precise about this. I'm not too worried about it. Because at this point, I don't know how I could possibly ruin this thing anymore. Let me put some up on the nose. And most of the time I will be doing atmospheric flights with this, so I'm not going to need this very often, maybe just for a few, for my insertion burn, just to get pointed in the right direction. So I don't really need these very much. Nevertheless, it's a good idea to have them, so I will be placing them, and they don't add much weight. So here we go with RCS thrusters. And while we wait for White Guardian to return, for those of you who have not been catching the streams or do not know who he is the mastermind behind the Cerillion Planet Pack for Kerbal Space Program. He is the creator of it and has done an amazing job creating a full planetary system. So if anybody is looking for a new planetary system mod, I would check that out before anything else, because obviously it's interested me so much that I'm doing a whole, I guess, mini-series, I'll call it. I don't know, I haven't numbered them, but this would technically be Catastrophic Failure episode number 6 or 7. That's what we're going to go with. Okay, I do not want to send a full crew to Cerillion. The reason being is that I have probably 15 or 20 Kerbals on Cerillion already. So I just need to send a pilot to fly, and I need a scientist, because I have several science stations that... I have more engineers than scientists, and I want to make sure that I have a few more scientists to run, and I'm just checking my stream health really quick, to make sure that I have enough scientists to reset and check all the science experiments. So our pilot will be, how about appropriately, Elon Kerman? That's rather timely, I guess. And for our scientists, who do we want? Feel free to vote on who we want for our scientist. Debg. That's... I love Kerbal names. I think Linda and I should pick pet and child names from Kerbal names. That would, we could welcome little Tom Rod into the world at some point. That would be, hold up little baby Tom Rod. That would be a beautiful moment, I'm sure. Either that or, let's see, Farewell. Okay, Farewell is coming. Sorry, Farewell is definitely the Kerbal that's coming. Okay, while we wait for White Guardian, I'm going to check my staging to make sure everything is good to go here. Main engines, clamps, decouplers, secondary, I guess, orbital orbiter. I don't know the correct terminology for that. The orbital or orbiter engines, the ones to get me fully into orbit. Then the decouplers, and oh, am I proud of these decouplers. I'm not going to explain them very much, other than they are beautiful, they work, and I will show you when I get into orbit. Beyond that, I want to make sure, I am planning on doing an atmospheric flight once I get to Cerillion, so I want to make sure the rapiers are the ones that fire and my nukes stay separate. I actually want to put my parachutes between the nukes, because I don't anticipate light... Actually, I do need the nukes. Sorry, scratch that. I need the nukes for my insertion burn, and then I'll turn those off, and then I'll be able to use these in the atmosphere. So I think we are good. The transfer window to get to Cerillion is in about 50 Kerbal days. So I'm going to get this into orbit and fast forward to that point. But I think we are good to go. Yeah, I see no reason why we shouldn't jump into sending a pair of Kerbals on giant fiery candlesticks to their new home base of Cerillion. Okay, it is nighttime, but that's okay. With something this, I'm going to say robust. Feel free to insert words like ugly, destructive, WTF, and confused. Ah, the gear. Almost forgot. With something like this, I want to use mech jeb to get me up, because I don't know how to fly with a keyboard very well. I've been used to playing on the PS4 last year and using the joystick to fly, which is really easy. But when you just mash the WASD keys, that's not really easy to fly. And something this delicate, I'll say, needs to get up properly. So I am going to allow good old mech jeb to make sure we don't muck something up and wind up on the other side of Kerbin and on fire. So everything's staged right. Okay, without further ado, let's go ahead and call this the launch of a beautiful nightmare. And I think I'm actually going to have Elon press the big glowing green go button on his own. So here we go. It is up, and you will notice that it has not crashed yet. 4 seconds into the flight, so I'm calling that a victory so far. Yes, there it is in all its glory. Let's check our stats here. We're going to watch them carefully. You'll notice that it's kind of wobbly. So if you watch the nav ball down here, it doesn't like to turn properly. And by properly, I mean safely. It should be okay. I did get it into orbit. It kind of likes to wobble when we're not going with full thrust. I don't want to turn the RCS on right now. I haven't actually tried an ascent with RCS engaged. I know that the aerodynamics and the vectoring, or the gimbaling, or vectoring, I don't know, one of the two from the engines. Yes, the gimbaling. Oh, see, we're bobbing and weaving. This is where it gets sketchy. But we are good. The engines should be able to guide it well enough, along with some of the aerodynamics. And by aerodynamics, I also mean just a big sheet of wings with some flappy bits attached to it. Oh, it's actually doing a surprisingly decent gravity turn. It's at 45 degrees at 12K, so it's within the realm of not instantly going to kill poor Elon and Farewell. Love that name. Farewell is now my new favorite scientist. So we're going to look at the stars as we ascend, and I'm going to turn off... Oh, wait, we seem to be twisting. Yeah, see, now we're getting a little bit of a shimmy. This range right here, as we start to get some serious heating effects, this has kind of been the most dangerous time for all the launches, but it looks like it's doing well. We're about to separate the engines, and I don't foresee any problems with that, because these have gotten us up where we need to be. I'm using vacuum engines on the second stage. Even though we're not completely in a vacuum, I wanted to save weight, and they have the highest specific impulse. Here we go. Come on. There we go. So even though they don't give tremendous thrust this low, they're going to become more efficient, and that keeps me from having to further complicate things with even more boosters and rockets. Otherwise, I might have had to use SRBs on the side, because even with the mod engines I haven't found any this scale. I don't know what size this is. Is this like the 2.75 or 3.75 meter, whatever? I haven't found any engines in this scale with better specific impulse, and I didn't want to have to add taller boosters here that would extend past the nose, so this was pretty much the only way that I could go to safely and reliably and efficiently get into orbit. And if possible, I want to use these for my transfer burn, as opposed to having to use the nuclear engines, because obviously they're way more powerful, way faster, and I would like to have this lovely little vessel reach Cerillion as fully fueled as possible. Granted, I've got tons of fuel on there. I don't ever see myself running out, but I do want to make sure I get there with as much fuel as possible. Okay, you can see our apoapse is slowly rising. I'm going to turn RCS on now just in case it needs a little bit. Our periapse is slowly climbing as we get going quicker and quicker, and you'll notice that the fuel should be just right to get into orbit and then start our burn. So let's watch this, which is actually, I'm going to say, rather beautiful to see. That's actually really cool looking. Yes, I will be patting myself on the back for creating such a monstrosity, but I'm not going to lie, that looks really cool, I think. With the plume and the sun and the clouds, I think that right there is perfectly Kerbal. That sums up everything about why Kerbal is amazing. A disaster of a ship, beautiful surroundings, and doing something well beyond the realm of what should be considered normal. So that is why Kerbal is amazing. It's actually rocking a little bit. I think I'm going to turn RCS off to see if that helps. Not quite sure why we're bobbing and weaving so much. But hey, look at that. We let me check my monoprop draining. Yeah, that should be okay. There we go. We just need to do our secondary burn in a minute. I'm not quite sure which direction this thinks it's going. We are, just to make sure we are controlling from there, right? Yeah. Well, we've got 4.5 minutes and a heaping pile of monoprops, so eventually we should reach it. I have a feeling that it's going to be at some weird angle. It's not going to be level with Kerbin. It's going to be at some weird angle when it burns, but there's no atmosphere up here, so I think we're safe. So I'm going to have a sip of fizzy beverage while I watch little Elon try and get this thing under control. I guess I should sort of explain while we wait its functionality and the tests that I did. The idea here is that this is an SSTO that can and will land on Cerillion and be able to land and take off and go explore the planets. But its secondary, or I guess it has two primary functions. The second of its functions is to capture the pods. If you didn't catch last episode that I streamed on Tuesday, you have not seen them, but I have little pods that are going to go and explore the moons. And this is just large enough to capture the pods. So what they will do is they'll go and explore a moon while this thing stays in orbit. And so they're going to go down, do their little sciencey bits, and then they're going to come back up and rendezvous and dock right there with the node. And then I can then ferry this down back to Cerillion where the refueling base is, and refuel the pods, and then take back off and get into orbit and send the pods off to another moon. So the idea is that it's endlessly reusable. The base on Cerillion is set sort of in the northern hemisphere. Whoop, here we go. Let's see how this works really quick. I think we're going to do it. Yeah, we like winning. That's winning Kerbal style. And we're just about to wrap it up, and then I'm going to take control, or actually I'm going to go to the tracking center and get ready for our transfer. And okay, we're calling that good. Okay, angled prograde. Change the view because I hate that view. There we go. Okay. That's, I'm not going to lie, magnificent is the word for that. A giant SSTO X-Wing with Elon and Farewell Kerman. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay. I was explaining the functionality of this. So when I landed the base on Cerillion, because yes, I landed the base. I didn't build it, I landed it. I used the survey scanner to find oops, I want to go to the tracking center for this, so I'm going to quick save. I found that there's the only really safe place that I could find to land that wasn't at a steep angle that had enough ore for resources was up in the northern hemisphere. But I put my base there so that I can mine and then transfer fuel to these different ships. So that is what the SSTO is going to be for. It's for exploration and transport. So we are going to Cerillion. I feel like there should be a song for this, but I don't sing, so feel free to hum your own version. Yeah, I don't sing at all. Let's get this, show phase angles. Okay, so day 291, we're at day 242. Let's just zoom out, and we'll set an alarm and fast forward. So the tests on my SSTO, obviously I haven't done a full, let's see, 291, okay, here we're coming. I haven't done a full test to Cerillion yet, but I was able to take it off from the KSP runway, or the KSC, Kerbal Space, yeah, KSC runway. I was able to take it off and fly it safely. Okay, where are we at? close. I'm going to get a little bit closer. So we're at day 287 and 291 is the best option. So give me a minute here and then I will continue that thought. I just want to make sure I get it a little bit closer. 289, I'm going to go about 290. There we go. Now, we close that. Let me get rid of the debris because I have so much... I don't want to overload the computer with too much junk, so I'm going to get rid of all of the debris while I can. Okay, we're going to fly that. So anyway, the tests I did, I was able to successfully take this off and fly it from the Kerbal Space Center. I was able to re-enter it from an 80-kilometer orbit, and obviously it is able to get into orbit with the boosters. So as far as I'm concerned, that's everything. That's all we need. Okay, now we need to create our maneuver since it's about that time of day. So we're at 120. Oops. Okay, let's make our maneuver. Where are we? And hopefully that's enough time to get the thing maneuvered before we have to do the burn, because it's so hard to spin that thing around even with the RCS. Okay, how many meters per second was it? 1939. Okay, we can do that. Let's set Cerillion as our target. And let's get our maneuver going. And I will be fine-tuning it with the node editor. I'm just going to do this for the general approach. Okay, it says 1939, so let's... Well, that looks like we're... Oh, hey! Wow. That was actually really close. We have an encounter. Okay, I'm just going to say that's oops, good. I will tweak it a little bit after this first burn, but I think that's stupendous. So let's maneuver planner. Let's execute next node. Yes, and there's the monoprop, or the RCS thrusters getting us into position, more or less. I bet I could do it without them, but just for this, to make sure I have time, I'll do it. And then once I do my maneuvers around Cerillion, I won't use it. I just want to make sure I get where I need to be quickly, since this is a giant barge of a ship, and I need it to be pointing the right direction come the node. Let me stick this up there. And you will notice that I do have comms enabled. So all of my rovers and the base and my crafts yes, can't talk again, have radar dishes and antennae, the plural of antenna. And I might as well extend this one. I know that this has some sort of comms on it, but given that we're going very, very, very far, I don't want to risk losing communication and having it be dead. And I will be, once we do this burn, I will be opening up the solar panels as well, because the electrical charge will likely slowly dissipate during the 2-year journey to Cerillion, and I don't want to come back and find that it's dead. I've had that happen a few times, and I had to destroy the crafts, and that is rather unpleasant. How much Delta V do we have? Where is our vessel? 26, and okay, we're going to have just enough to do this, and I think we should, as long as we keep these, we should have enough to do any little minute changes to our trajectory before we get there to give us exactly what we need. So that's actually promising. I didn't think I would have this much to actually be able to do my ejection burn, but we do, so bonus points, I guess. I'm hoping that I can get in orbit around Cerillion and then just sort of fly this thing gracefully down to the ground. I haven't actually flown anything in the atmosphere. All I've done is drop rockets and use parachutes. So I don't know what the flight characteristics of the planet will be. I guess there's only one way to find out, and that's by jumping right in without testing anything. Here we go. We are now we've now achieved escape velocity, and we are just extending our apoapse for that lovely, easy to manage encounter. And I still can't get over how awesome that looks. I love that design. You will actually notice that there is a fourth rapier in there. Originally, the design, I didn't have these little end caps. These aren't for fuel. But when I was trying to get off of the runway back at the KSC, I didn't quite have it. I had enough just to sort of get the nose up and get off about 20 meters, and then I crashed in the water. So with the addition of those two and very little weight, it has enough thrust to weight to actually fly safely back on Kerbin. So I would imagine it's going to be safety overkill come Cerillion. And make sure I turn SAS back on. I don't want this thing wobbling. Good enough. Okay, now let's go and fine-tune our encounter. There we go. Actually, let's set a maneuver. You know what I want to do? Sometimes I found that, I don't know if it's just me, but if you set a maneuver before it goes, the ship actually goes past that escape point, it will change the characteristics of it. It's probably just something I'm doing wrong, but nevertheless, I want to... Oh, before I forget, let me extend my solar panels. I want to make sure I'm well clear. Yeah, I probably should have set an action group for those. My bad. I know they're here somewhere. Actually, let me turn RCS off. Okay, let me just fast forward. You have returned. Greetings once again, Guardian. You will notice that we have not exploded or died, and that we are... Of course, it's facing the wrong way for the sunlight. I was just saying that I wanted to deploy the solar panels. Here we go. But I forgot to set them as an action group, and we are in the shadow, so it makes it very difficult. So I'm kind of fumbling around here trying to figure out where I put them. Okay, now... Yeah, so I was saying that I ended up having more... Yes, I have more delta V left in these than I thought. I was actually able to get my ejection burn, and I still have 800 meters per second, so I'm going to use these to do my approach tuning, and hopefully to start the insertion burn. But I want to wait to set my maneuver until I pass the escape point there, because I found that sometimes the maneuvers mess up a little bit if you set them before you reach that point. So now that we are officially doing space things, let's set a maneuver. And now let's focus on... Oh, the planet's back here. I should probably point in the planet. Focus view. Let us set... Oh, wow, that's actually a really decent approach, isn't that? I'm surprised. Look at that. That was just first burn. That's not bad, is it? I think that gets at least a couple points. What was I doing? Okay, now I'm going to use the node editor, because fine-tuning from here is much easier when I'm not trying to fiddle with... Oops. I'm just adjusting my mouse sensitivity. When I'm not having to fiddle with the little bars when everything is in the way. So I'm going to set these to 2 and start playing around and see what we need to do. Nope. Nope. So which way... Actually, I think radial... Yeah, that will... And then we need probably to bring it down. Yep, there we go. Gravity assist. Yeah, well, I have enough delta V that I'm not going to get super crazy technical and try and do some sort of gravity assist off of 7 planets and then sneak my way through the moons and land safely without having to touch anything else on the planet's surface. Not quite that good, even with Mech Jeb helping me. I'm not going to worry about that. Let's bring it in. I want to try and get a really close approach. Prograde. Let's see. Here we we go. Okay, I think I just need to drop this down to like 0.2 because that's the one that's getting it. There we go. But obviously it's a little far away. Share a video. I set it that you could post links, but Naga tried to do it last time until let's see. So last time he tried to do it in the stream and it still wouldn't work. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. But if you have it and you want me to take a look at it right now, try and post a link right now. I'll see if it works. Like I said, I adjusted it, but it still wouldn't work. And I want to see if it's fixed for some reason. It might have just been that it didn't update while I was streaming. Here we go. Oh. Okay. Nope. I think we just need radial there. Wrong radial. Okay, now we're going to need to take this to 0.5 to get this really close, aren't we? We can do it. What happens when I do that? Where does that even go? Hey, it did come through. Cool. I'll take a look just a sec. Let me see if I can get this approach. I don't know what's going on. So that should be... That's not a bad... Yeah, the link comes through. Let me set this maneuver up, and while it's zipping that way, I'll play around with it. So it was radial that I was working with, right? I want to bring that closer. There we go. I don't want to get too close because I found that you've created a monster of an atmosphere. I tried aerobraking a probe once with the 2 inflatable heat shields. It sprinkled debris over the planet's surface instead of working. So I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to just be doing a basic burn to slow down and get into orbit as opposed to brutally murdering the 2 Kerbals. Since the atmosphere was not so kind. That's going to be pretty good, right? A little off. That's actually... How close are we there? 57, nope, that's way too far. Did you come in directly? Because I should say that I was trying to aerobrake. I just was shooting straight in. I didn't do any sort of maneuvering or burning, and there were many explosions. Keep in mind this was prior to your most recent update, so I don't know if it has something to do with that. .156 and mostly equatorial. That is good. Let's see how big of a burn that is. Wow, that's a tiny burn. Well, let's execute next node. Okay, so while it's executing, I'm going to go come over here and see what the link was. Okay, let's go to all the planets. KSP. Who are we looking at here? I haven't heard of this. What is it? Makolo? Main tug. Oh wow. I'm watching it up here on YouTube. Yeah, who is this? Is this, let's see, where's there a description? I don't even see a description for it. Looks like, yes, hey, that's a Franken creation like I made. So is that all the planets into one craft? I've seen people do that with an SSTO and refueling, but that's kind of nuts. It's not me, I'm immortal. Oh my gosh. How long is this? 340? I'm going to have to watch that when I'm done. Yeah, well, you do something in KSP, then you watch a YouTube video and you feel like a moron. You think you're awesome, you watch it, then you don't feel so awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and watch that later. I don't want to suck all the bandwidth from the stream because it was, stuttering last time. But I'm going to watch that as soon as I'm done. Yes, that's one of those extreme... Yeah, I noticed that, and it didn't have the radios or anything like that. But still, that doesn't matter. That is quite the feat. Oh, man, I can't wait for this to get to Cerillion. I don't know what... Before that mission, missions like this were easy. Yeah, well, easy there, right? I don't know what... I guess all things are relative. When you say easy in KSP, that's like absolutely insane for normal world standards, right? Because doing anything of note in KSP is not easy. I don't know how many hours I've spent in this game. How many hours would you say you've spent, not counting building your planets and stuff, would you say you've spent playing this game? I'm just curious. And look at that. That's really good, isn't it? Doing a return mission. You know what? I think... do you think I should do one more to clean that up? Or should I just wait until about maybe 2? Do you think that I should clean that up or just wait until I'm in its sphere of influence and then just do the burn there? That might be a little bit easier. Since I can fly, I think that since it would be such a small burn, quote from a fellow developer, once you start modding the game, you stop playing it. Well, okay, then how much time have you spent modding it? That's the question. But my other question about this is, what do you think? So that burn was 8 meters per second, and to do something this large, that small, I feel like I'd just be playing around. I'm within the margin of error that anything I do could send it anywhere as opposed to helping. That seems close enough. Yeah, I think I'll just keep it. Weeks in total. So you said you are in school, if I remember reading either the forums or something. What are you studying? I don't remember what you said. Let's go back to our craft. How much fuel do we have? 800 meters per second. That's not bad. Help. I don't think... I'm not going to help you, because if helping you means keeping you from doing things like this, there's no way I'm going to help you. I'm going to just sit back and watch it happen. Okay. We are in the middle of nowhere, going towards Cerillion. Cue traveling songs. Next year I'm graduating. Yeah, what are you graduating with or in, I guess, however you want to say it. While we wait, I do want to play around with something that I have on Cerillion here I want to show you. Oh, it's still in the shadow. But actually, I already passed my exams, but I'm redoing the last 3 years at the second highest level. Jeez. Where is it? Switch 2. So, that's nuts. I need to go back to school. I got my bachelor's in 2009, and Linda went back and got her master's degree, but it's my turn soon. After that, I'm going to study physics and astronomy. Yes, smart man, that would be a lot of fun. So you'll notice that I have my... Let me actually check my... Oh, why is there no electrical charge? There should have been, because we've waited several days. I thought it would have recharged. This is my friendly little rover that's driven a few kilometers from the base. The base is somewhere down there. I can't really see it. I was going to explore the mountains. It's completely unmanned. It has some cameras and just some basic experiments. Yeah, I wish I would or could have. I've done something like... Yeah, actually, I think a race car and moon were my 2 first words, if I remember correctly, from what my parents said. So I know exactly what you're talking about. I grew up with my dad watching all the space and science channels, so that's my... And I've read pretty much every science, space, physics book I can, but obviously that's not the path I took, but it's still my major interest. I have 2 books on my nightstand right now, one of which is a massive astronomy book, and the other is an actual novel. Let's go back, because that needs to recharge before I can do anything with it. Let's go back to our friendly ship. Where is it? Yes, I have. And if you have any suggestions for any space shows that I should watch, I've pretty much exhausted Netflix's supply. So please tell me what I should watch. I am desperate for more. That aren't like 20 years old, because you get things from the 90s, and yeah, they're cool, but it's crazy how much has changed in 20 years. That the things they're talking about, like the discovery, the extrasolar planets, and some of the space travel, the technology with that has changed so much that it's honestly, it's kind of hard to go back and watch some of those from the 90s. I mean, some of them are still really relevant, but No, I mean, a lot of things have changed, you know? It's crazy. Okay, I'm going to quick save before I do our super warp. And I'm going to zoom out and watch this. And let's roll. Or I guess, coast gently. We'll go with that. That sounds a little bit better. And wait till you see the decouplers that I have for my big boosters there. I love I don't know which parts pack they're from, but oh man, they're wonderful. Wait till you see the separation. It's a thing of beauty. How long until we get there? 1 year, 40 days. Yeah, I don't know the full list of all the space shows that I've watched on, you know, Science Channel, Netflix, History Channel, but I know that anything that I have access to, I've watched, and I'm definitely looking for some more. Here we go, getting closer. Make sure my electricity isn't doing anything. Yeah, electric charge is staying topped up, even though we're so far. So me neither. I really watch TV nowadays. Yeah, Linda and I, you know, when she gets home from work, we have our little. Honestly, we just like getting in bed reading more. But there are a few shows that we binge watch every once in a while. So I would have to say, honestly, TV is. I do watch every day. CSI and Bones. Yeah, there are things we'll binge watch, like on weekends. Instead of watching movies, sometimes we'll just go through, you know, a few hours of them. Or when we're really tired, we'll just sit there and blast through a show. But we usually like reading more, or I like playing games. What I will do, though, is, yeah, whodunit kind of stuff. That's Linda's. She loves that. You can actually see, you can see with the TV back there. If I'm pointing, I'm trying to look at my little tiny box of my screen. That's the TV that the, I guess, cable and Netflix are hooked up to. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll put like The Simpsons or something on in the background and just, or something educational, and I'll just listen to that while I'm on the computer here. So I don't know if you'd really count that as watching TV, but I do like to do that a lot. It's a lot of fun to either have some, you know, interesting science show on, or The Simpsons or something like that while I Kerbal or I work. Because obviously when I'm writing, I don't want any distractions. But when I'm editing my website or doing publicity stuff, I can turn something on in the background for fun. Okay. I'm a little. Okay, there we go. I was gonna say all these little. Oh crud! I am. No! Stop! I am accelerating at it way too fast. I didn't want time warp on. Yeah, the Daily Show on my second screen. Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about. You have, two screens going. It's probably not the healthiest thing, but that's what I like to do. Okay. Dagnabbit, pulling the wrong one. Let's see how big of a burn I'm going to need. Whoa, a little too much. 37. No, actually, that was still fine. 49. That's too much. That would put me right in there. 196. We'll call that good. Oh, that's a fair bit. But that's okay. I have, with the nukes, I have plenty of delta V for that. So let's go ahead and... Actually, I want to adjust the staging before I do that. Maybe 85. Well, I just want to get a general capture, and then I'm going to sort of align the axis with the base. So this is just the general capture. Then I'm going to tweak it. I've stuck everything else in 120K because with that little run-in I had with your atmosphere, I'm so nervous that I'm pushing away a little bit. But I will try about 85 once I do the final burn. So let me make sure the staging is right. Yeah, okay. It looks like we're good. So let's execute the next node. Which is, how far away is the node? 2 days. Yeah, we're getting really close to my favorite place. And as soon as I get this into orbit, since this is sort of your baby, I can do two things. I can try and land the SSTO down by the base. And yes, I know what you said about rocks, but I do have a way, let's say a way to fix that. So I can either land this, or I can switch over to my Cerillion Explorer, and I can take that off and go to Disparia. What do you think I should do with next once I actually get this into orbit? I will leave it up to you. If you want, I can show you the Explorer because I fixed the ladder problem and it looks a little bit different. So if you want me to show you that before you decide, let me know and I'll go to map view and show you that. Well, it sounds like that's what I'll be doing then. So as soon as this maneuver is over, I will show you the first craft that I have to go see it. I do, yeah, actually, as soon as I'm done getting this into a stable orbit, hey, I'll show you what I have ready to go because it's changed a little bit. It's ice, so it's a bit bright. Here we come. And coming up on the burn. I hope this is okay, the burn's okay, because it's taking into consideration these massive engines, and I know that the nukes are going to take a lot longer. I might have to actually activate the rapiers in closed cycle to make sure I don't go shooting off past the planet. Quick saving, just because. I love the rings. How did you do the rings? Okay, get ready for the separation. This is fantastic. Ready for this? Here we go. Okay, here it comes. I absolutely adore these. Ready? It should do it. Okay, I guess I'm doing it. Yeah! Look at that! Did you see? I love those. Those are my favorite ever. And look, there they go. I think those are beautiful. It's so cool. Now we have a long, long nuclear burn. Yes, I don't know what parts pack those come from. If I can figure it out, I'll tell you, but I have no idea. All I can say is that those were spectacular. Okay, my delta V is 3,600 meters per second, so this will take a while, but it will work. And it might set my orbit off a little bit, but let me actually see if I'm going to be... You know what? That's actually really good. Look, it's going to be relatively close to my base. If I can just tweak it a tiny bit, it shouldn't take too much delta V to get it close to my base there, so I think that's actually pretty good. You'll see... everything's up there in the smooth bit. Oh, a question I wanted to ask you about this is, as far as I can tell, the planet is just straight up and down on its axis. Have you ever thought about tilting it, and how hard would that be? Because that would kind of be cool to have a polar region, because I really like that there are flat areas up here. You can see up here where I have my base, there's a lot of flat basins that work really well for bases. And if you have it tilted on its axis, oh, you can't. I was going to say it could be cool to have, almost perpetual sunlight so that bases with solar power would be more viable than bringing... Oh, wow. They have to do that? That's crazy. I didn't know that. Okay, never mind. Scratch that. But you get what I'm saying. It would be really cool to have it so that it's sort of always in the sunlight, and you can have bases with solar power as opposed to the thermonuclear stuff. Let's see, I'm going to quick save, and then I'm going to fast forward. Oh, dang, I can't fast forward the burn. What do you think? Should I engage the rapiers for just a minute? Maybe even just one of them, right? Yeah, that would be really cool. So, have you heard... that's the thing, is puns are amazing. People think they're bad, but no, puns are the best. And I'm not going to let my imagination run wild with that either. Oh, that's definitely helping. I just want to watch my oxidizer. I should have plenty. I'm just going to turn that one on for a little bit of extra thrust, because I don't want to sit here for 10 minutes, right? Oh, yeah. So what I was saying is, has Squad said anything about doing that? I mean, I haven't been in the loop as far as their, official updates and news. What are they doing with? What are their plans for the game after this point? I mean, do you know that? I know that 1.2 in the communications was their big update, and the game's been out for a while. I mean, are they planning on continuing to add things, or is it like they're just about happy with where it is and they're going to leave it to modders to do? Do you know what their plans with it are? Beyond the tilt, I mean, is there any, you know, major plans that they have for the game? Localization and bug fixes. Yeah, bug fixes. You know what I wish they would do is fix the PS4 version. I told you that oh my gosh, multiplayer. If they add official multiplayer, because I know that there's a mod, the day that that's available, you and I are streaming a mission somewhere on Cerillion. So pencil that in. As soon as that update, we are doing a co-op mission. We'll have to come up with something absurd, but that would be an amazing dream. So we are definitely going to do that. So, you know, write that on your planner. I don't care if it's a week from now or 2 years from now. That is not something I'm going to miss. Race to Cerillion. How's my orbit looking? We're still going to be shooting away. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that your mind could really go crazy with that. There's so many. You could do Kerbal Kart, right? You could make a little track and you could do Kerbal Kart in Cerillion. You're probably going to win. Well, yeah, because you can cheat and alter the planets, the planet in some way that I won't know about to take advantage of some crazy gravity assist turn thing. Or you could just get a mod for some sort of extra solar or, you know, intersolar engines that help you get to other solar systems. We'll go with that. But yeah, we could totally do Kerbal Kart. Yeah. Yeah, man, I hope they add that soon. That would be amazing. That would be my new favorite thing in the Kerbal solar system. Are we getting our capture soon? Yep, we are in. Beautiful. I did have, yeah, okay, it is executing. I just wanted to make sure that it was executing it through the maneuver planner and that I wasn't just going to let the maneuver node pass by and continue to slowly close my orbit until I was going to crash. Race to the moon. I do several races. Yeah, oh, that I could come up with a whole host of things that we could do. But you've got to realize that if you slam into a body when you're playing Kerbal, that's actually how you win, is whoever gets there fastest and explodes first. That's generally how you win at Kerbal. Is the biggest boom, the fastest is the winner. Okay, we are almost there. I'm going to have to turn the rapier off soon. How much oxidizer did that use? Not too bad, actually. Let me switch back here so that I can turn the engine off really quickly. Instant demolition. Did you notice the names of my Kerbals? How awesome those are? And I thought it was hilarious when I saw their names. And we're just about there. That actually went surprisingly well. It is, oh, okay. Well, you need to see this, so let me see if I can do this without screwing up the stream really quick. How about that? I'll leave it there. Did that work? Tell me if that changed on the stream. I'm curious if that actually works. Let's see. I'm just going to play with the maneuver to see what it would take to get over. Oh, cool! I didn't know you could do that. Guess I learned that you can. Yes, good old Elon and farewell. Isn't that crazy? And I didn't do any name editing or anything. They came that way. So I'm rather happy. Elon is the pilot and farewell is the scientist. So what would it take to get closer? I might just have to fly this thing, which wouldn't be a problem. But you want to see... Let me show you what I have on the planet now. So let me head back over here. Yeah, remember our little acrobatic Jeb moment last time? Well, I fixed the ladder situation, and I actually sent another rover. I fixed this one. What I realized is this is the refueler, right? That the clamp was too low to attach to the fuel there. So I put one low and I put one high for attaching to different crafts. So let me show you. Here we go. Oh, there's nobody in it. This one, you will see ladders, and they work. I just need to get someone over there. See, look at that. The ladder works, and you can actually get up on it. So this is what I'm going to send to Disparia right now. It's got a number of science experiments on it. It's got the science lab, a whole bunch of things. So let's go pick a Kerbal to go. So correct me if I'm wrong, but scientists are the ones that can reset experiments. Is that correct? Is my assumption correct on that? Let's see, who do we want? If so, I'm going to start looking for scientists. Or is it engineers? I don't recall. Let's see. Well, yeah, I need more scientists. So if we're going the scientist route, thought so, but I thought you needed a lab for that. I don't know. I'll take one, I guess, just to be sure, because I don't need an engineer to repack parachutes. And let's see. Should I take a pilot or a scientist? What do you think would be best? Better reports, yeah. I mean, I'm not in career mode, so I don't technically get the science, but since I'm doing, I guess, role-playing is real. I want to be, as realistic as possible with it. But I should be okay. Okay, so with our scientists, we have either Willong or we have hello. I know this one has people in it. Hello, open up. Is this the second one? Yeah. Okay, this is our second one. Or we have Willong. Pan the camera left a little. There's something funky going on at the horizon. Okay. Well, I'll just spin all the way from here. Let me try switching back to the other one. Like this. I can see the rings, the outline of the rings, and I can see one of the moons and the sun, so it looks good from here. Let me try, what is it? Do you need me to focus on something else? Yeah, I don't see any issues, unless there's something that Eve doesn't like the rings. Oop. You mean, there. You mean those up there? Is that what you're talking about? It flickers at certain angles. Oh, I hadn't really noticed. Oh, wait. Yeah, I see. You see that little bit of white, dark, white, dark, white, dark. But honestly, that's not a big deal, and especially since you can see everything else. I hadn't even noticed. Okay, so let's... Oh, wait, we were deciding who to take, weren't we? So do we want Lanfert or Willong? Lanfert or Willong, your call. Or Bob, but Bob seems awfully dull compared to Lanfert or Willong. So which one are we doing? Oh, hey, what? Huh. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me now. Come on, Landfort, buddy. Yeah, let me know if you can hear me now. That's really weird. So I set my bitrate down a little bit just to make sure I didn't have any dips and changes in quality. Where is the craft? And it's been in excellent health. I'm looking up at OBS and it says I've been streaming the whole time, but for some reason it just said I went offline on Twitch. I don't know if that would be on my end or Twitch's end, but I'm over here looking at my stream health, and it shows it's up to that point. It showed a constant bit rate with very, very, very minor fluctuations. Nothing that should have caused that to happen. So I have no idea. And it shows I'm looking up here at my video stats, and it shows that I've been streaming for over an hour. So it didn't actually count that as a loss of the stream. I really don't know what happened. That's super bizarre. On my end, it said that the stream went down. Well, I guess we have the Twitch Kraken to blame for that, right? The Kerbal Kraken snuck its way out of my Kerbal window and went into Twitch. So, go figure. But as long as it didn't mess anything up, I don't know. That's super weird, but whatever. I won't complain or question it if it's still working. See, watch this. Ladder climbing. Eh? Look at that. Acing that ladder like a ladder climbing pro. Yes, sir. He's a ladder master. Watch him scale this rocket with relative ease. Look at that. And now we can... What's that? Board, you say? Look at that. Old Landfort scaling a ladder like a ladder climbing pro. You know, he moonlights as a ladder climber. People pay him to climb ladders for them. Not to do work up the ladders, just to climb the ladders. Okay, so let's head out to map view and set our friend Disparia as the target. It's... This happened one time. What, to you or to me? You're saying it's happened to you before. Oh, okay, clicking on the link. Let's see. Where in the video should I look? Oh. That's fun. Did it just stay glowing like that the whole time? I'm just kind of scanning through the video really quick. It looks like you got it to work. Whoops. Well, it wouldn't be Kerbal without glowing rockets. On my YouTube channel, I have one of the videos that I did was with my mom trying to get her to build a craft to get into orbit. And one of the highlights I have is the Kraken striking her ship. We went to the launch pad. I don't know if you've seen it. And the rocket was there with the clamps, but then it just started slowly rising up. Then it bounced and it just burst into flames and exploded. It was amazing and confusing, and that's the best way to have anything be in this game. Okay. Let's go. Have yet to watch it. Yeah, I mean, where it actually happens, it's super short. Take a look at it. It was hilarious. And the best part is that we weren't watching... The video ends with air-fried Kerbal noodles. Yeah, the best part is that it takes a minute for us to realize that something's going wrong. We're sitting there chatting like we know what we're doing, and then suddenly there's really, really bad things. Okay, let's get this into orbit. Oh, there we go. What's going on? Disengage autopilot. Let's control from here. So what was going on there? Shut down engine. Let's try this again. Why is it not taking off? I landed it here just fine. You'll notice that there are no flame effects either. What's going on? We still have fuel. Yeah, we have all our fuel. What is going on? That's super... And it says I only have 900 meters per second of delta V. That's a little odd. Yeah, because I landed it here. The thrust to weight should be amazing. Let me show you... let me head back to the Space Center and see if just resetting it. That's super weird. Yeah, I know the landing legs react just a little bit. But let me show you what... why I figured it would work. And like I said, I landed it. You'll notice that it didn't have the plume either. When I landed it, it did. Let me load that one. Let's see. Yeah, it was like it had brakes on or something. Where is it? Again, my naming problems. Moonhopper, here we go. Okay, yeah, look at the delta V up here. 3,600 on body Cerillion, and the thrust to weight is 2.7. And I barely used any fuel landing it. I used the parachutes. So yeah, I mean, am I missing something here? The specific impulse is good, thrust to weight is good, and delta V is good, but it just showed less than that. I mean, pilots don't affect how much delta V or thrust a craft has, does it? I mean, because I have a scientist in there, but that shouldn't affect it at all. Because, yeah, I assumed I had 3,600 meters per second, and if you wanted to even take it to the moon, look at the thrust to weight there. So I don't know what's up with that, but I have, I guess, a plan B if that doesn't work. Whoop. Here we are. So let's go back to it and see what we can figure out. Oh, let me ditch the debris really quick. Yeah, I've had that happen 2 or 3 times before, not while I was streaming. It's just that suddenly the plume effects don't work and the rockets don't behave like they're supposed to. I will, just to be sure, if I have any fuel in this, I'm going to top it off a little bit. Let's see. Do I have any fuel? Hey, I've seen a computer update once. Where are we? Control from here. Oh, the brakes are on. Well, we know why that problem is. I seriously tried to tell me that it was 153% done installing updates. Well, at least it covered you for the next few rounds of updates, right? That's always good. Let me turn the steering off on these really quick. So I'm going to refuel that just to make sure I have plenty of fuel for our weird behaving craft. There we go. Yes, well, you can never be too up to date. That's what I always say. You know, I try and stay at least 3 months ahead of things as far as being up to date. Okay, I want to try and not plow into one of the solar panels or whatever is on the side of that. Wouldn't stop and went all the way. Yeah, that's how you know there's a problem. Maybe, you know, my guess is you put a pastry in the disk drive instead of the update disk, right? Find out that biscuits don't work well as update material. So this is the idea behind the refueler. Let me just try and angle this. So I use some of the fuel with that weird little glitch, but I want it to be topped off. So we quick save. And it worked before. Yes, there we go. Okay, so now we lock this. We lock that, and we take it in, just to make sure it's completely topped off. See that? That's how our refueling rover works. So that's the principle behind it. So the bases will mine. Now we just attach. The bases will mine the ore and convert it. Am I not? Oh, it switched over to controlling from there. I need to hurry and switch the rover before it backs into the base and kills everyone. But yeah, that's the principle, is that the base here will mine ore and convert it into fuel in those tanks. And then this will come and pick it up with that, fill up its tanks, and then whatever lands here, including the SSTO, it'll drive over and refuel. So that's the idea behind this. But obviously, that's not going to work if I can't get this thing off the ground. So let's try this again. I'm going to quick save. SAS is on. Shut down engine. Huh. That... What do you think I should do? Should I just, like, quit out of this... not quit the whole game, but should I just save this and then reload, maybe? I'm going to say... Yeah. Let me back out to the menu and see if that doesn't fix it, because that really shouldn't be doing that. I've had that happen before, but you saw that, I mean, the Delta V is an autopilot. You know, that might be it. That's a really good thought. Let me make sure there isn't something weird going on there. And I will fix that, or change that. That could actually be exactly the problem. But I don't know why the plume wouldn't be showing, because the plume should still be, you know, coming out anyway. We will see if that fixes it. Because I want to get to your moon, or my moon, or our moon, or the moon, however we want to... How are we going to consider it? The moon, a moon, your moon, a moon, my moon. Yes, well, it's pretty much true. Jeb's been there. He's done that. You know what? Linda pretty much hits me every time we watch anything, but I can't watch a space movie or anything where there's a plane or a craft or something that goes into goes flying or into orbit without saying, well, Jeb's done that. The whole time we watched Interstellar, that's the name of it, right? The movie. I just kept saying, well, Jeb's done that. Anytime there's a disaster, Jeb's done that. So it's pretty much a habit now that I can't break. Okay, let's check our utilities and make sure nothing is on. There are no maneuvers planned. Ascent guidance. Let me just turn all of this off. Even though it's not on, let me just turn all of it off, and see. Let me turn parking brakes off, because maybe that's a thing too. Weird. I'm going to quick save, and I'm going to drop the landing gear and see what happens. Yeah, you saw it. I mean, it should have enough thrust. Is there something that I'm missing? I don't know what I'm doing wrong. We'll just... And I can't even hear the engine, can you? I mean, I'm not getting any sound. I wonder if there is any on your end. Yeah, I mean, it's not attached to the ground because it bumped up with that. Oh, hey, I'm seeing the plume, but I can't hear it. I mean, usually you should be able to hear it, right? As I'm burning through fuel. Is there a way... Let's see. It says the thrust away... Where's Jeb? That's it. He's got to go collect rocks today. That's his job. Jeb, you're on rock duty. That one out there. Go get it. Okay, here's the interesting thing. Notice the thrust to weight ratio. It says it's 0.79, whereas when I built it, it said it was higher than that. What would be... Yeah, see, the thrust to weight is slowly going up, like this doesn't have enough power. What do you think would be causing that? You know, because did it not say something like 3 or 8 point whatever when I was building it? You know, the thrust to weight is slowly rising now. And we're aiming the right way on the SAS. I mean, I don't know why MechJeb would give me two different figures, because I built this based off of what it said in the VAB. But obviously on the surface, yeah, I don't know. I mean, you might know more about that than I would, since you know how, I guess, everything works in that. But it said one number, and now it's giving me a different one. But we're about to go over one. That being said, we're also about to burn through a ton of fuel. Yeah, look how low the meters per second, or my delta V is. It said I had 3,000. Let me see what happens when this gets to 1. If I start actually lifting off and if I can hear anything. Oh, no, 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 no. Bad. Oh, crap. Stay upright. Well, it's moving. That's technically an ascent. So what do? Do we try and keep going up? Man, I don't have enough delta V to even get out of the atmosphere with this. I'm gonna drop the throttle a little bit and land this. I think... hold on a sec here. I'm gonna take one of the pods off of the orbiting ship. Ew, that was hard. Okay, Lanfert, you stay there. Let's put this out. We can refuel that later. Just quick load. Extra fuel. Yeah, might as well. I'm going to load... There. I'll just load WTF again. That was right before we messed around with it. Since I can't figure that out, I do have pods. Did I ever show you the mothership orbiting? I have that orbiting... Cerillion here. I'm going to take that and I'm going to release one of the pods and head straight for Disparia. These should work just fine. Ideally, the SSTO is going to come ferry passengers, but I think that I have remote guidance on this. Control from here. I thought I had remote guidance on this. I know I have an antenna. Did I not put any remote? Yeah, these were... Oh, hey, Franson. Where's Franson? Where is Franson? Is she in one of the little pods? Yeah, there you go. There's Franson. Okay, get back in. That's the one we're going to use. And I will be controlling from Franson's pod. And, of course, I lost it again. This is her pod, right? I think. Is that Franson's pod? How do I check which pod is occupied? I don't want to decouple the wrong one. That would be... There we go. That's hers. Okay, I'm going to quick save. Just because... and you'll see I have all these little docking ports. So let's... Okay, Franson. Did we separate? Let's turn on RCS and try and sneak out here. Nope, we're still controlling from... which... Okay, I'm going to quick load that. Interior overlay. Okay, how do I go to check that? Okay, Franson. Which one is yours? Yeah, feel free to tell me the easy way to do this so that I make sure I get the right one. So is that hers? Bottom right, left of the portrait. Oh, cool, okay. Now we should be able to see... I see a green... Boy, she's excited. There's our green little friend. Okay, now we'll decouple. Let's switch over to Franson's. There we go. RCS it. We want it linear. Back away slowly. Hey. So long, mothership. And that has tons of fuel so that it can refuel these pods as well as the SSTO that is in orbit. So let's get that away. Make sure my solar panels are good. Okay, let's activate our engine. I said activate our engine. There we go. Okay, engine not functioning, even though we have propellant, electric charge, oxidizer, and fuel, and we have uplink. Oh, duh, because I still have it in, there we go. It was on the docking mode. Okay, we're back. Now. Yeah. A little late, but I got it, thanks. Set as target. Maneuver planner. Let's see, maneuver planner. We want to change inclination. Can't we match planes with target? There we go. Okay, we're going to match inclinations with Disparia. We are on our way, my friend. We are on our way, and it's only going to take 200. I've got 2,000 meters per second of delta V. Auto warp on. We are going. Oh, okay. Kinks worked out. I have a feeling that once I reload, I quit and reload, you know, once I end the stream and maybe play tomorrow, that whatever's going on in the planet's surface will fix itself. Because I can't even guess what was going on with that. I didn't hear any sound from the engine, and I saw the plume a little bit, but there should have been some sound from it, so I don't know what's going on, but hopefully it'll fix it. So these are just basic little exploration pods. They don't have all the science on them. That big one that you saw is the one that has the science. These are more for physical, you know, visual. The Kerbal, so a little France in here is going to go visually see what the whole place is all about before we send the science team in. And she is a pilot, so yeah, she is not on the science team. She's not one of the science guys. She's not Bill Nye the Kerbin, or the Kerbal. Okay, now let's set our maneuver. Let's just see what we can get here. Whoop, bit too much. Is that Disparia, Periups? That's, I think we can get a little bit closer than that, can't we? Yeah, let me check my delta V on this. I have a feeling that I can do a more efficient... There we go. Oh. That will be close enough, and that's not a very big burn. And that'll still give me plenty of delta V to land on the surface. Okay, I'm going to cheat and ask you. I haven't actually checked. Does Disparia rotate, or is one face always facing the sun? Or does it have a night and day cycle? We are on our way. I love the way this system looks with all the moons, especially from the planet. It's so cool to see the moons next to the sun or at night. I love that. We are on our way. Here we go. Is that Jewel out there? Do we want to guess? That little tiny green dot? Make sure it's going properly. Tidally locked, okay. Then I will keep that in mind. Okay. Let's quick save because I did a thing, and every time you do a save, a thing in Kerbal, you want to quick save. We are on our way, and we have good communications. I love the little communications relays. That's so cool, I think. I like that they added that. Just adds an extra touch, you know. And we have our encounter. Oh, this should be easy to close, too. Look at that. That's perfect looking, isn't it? And 450. I'm going to close that a little bit more. 198. I'm going to get super close on that one. 142. 80. A little up. 91. Okay. Let's take a look at this since we are now close enough to see it. There we are. So long, Cerillion. We are... That is so nice looking. I love the way that looks. And of course we're looking at the sun so we can't see anything, right? Oh man, look at all those features. I don't even know the best way to explore this. I just want to send 1,000,000 probes here to just cover the whole entire thing. Okay. That is a very nice looking moon, I must say, so to you. Okay, I don't want you to spoil anything, but any suggestion on where I should try and land? I mean, other than the obvious where you can see things, because I didn't put any lights on this accidentally. We are good. I'm just checking my electrical charge. And completely up to me. Okay, well, why don't we... I don't know how fast this thing... I didn't explore the planet in full either. I don't know how fast this rotates, so I'm just going to guess that if I put a maneuver up here... Whoop. Although the next update will feature an interesting Easter egg edition. I love how much work you're putting into this. I don't know how you find the time to do all this. Has it become one of those things where it's no longer something that you choose to do, but it's an obsession that you just feel like you have to keep building it and creating it? The atmosphere starts at 37. Okay. I'm going to do that for a burn, and I'm going to just land somewhere right in there because that's right sort of in the middle of the light side, and I'll see what's there. But yeah, is this something where you no longer choose to do it? You feel compelled to. It's like, it's not even a matter of you like it or you don't like it. It's just you have to be doing it. It's who you are making this. Because that's a lot of times when I get creating stuff for my book or writing, you know, it's beyond liking it or disliking it. It's so much a part of who I am that I have to do it. You know, it's like eating or drinking. You just have to do it. Or is it still just a passion that you have, just, you know, purely a hobby? I can stop if I want to. Yeah, right. Said the addict. I can stop if I want to. Famous last words, right? I still play Overwatch, or on the PS4. So, yeah, you do play Overwatch on the PS4? Okay, I can't see where I'm... Oh, the view is the wrong angle. Look at that. I think I told you I play... or on the PS4. Okay. I play Battlefield 1 on the PS4. That's my current first-person shooter. I love that game. I have not tried Overwatch, though. Let's see. Our time to our Apo apps and then Peri apps. So 30 minutes. Oh, crap. That's not what I meant. Didn't mean to do that. We're good. I think I just broke my computer. Nope, we're good. Oh, that scared me. You still game a lot? Oh, okay. If you get it for PC, I'd love to play Overwatch. Yeah, I mean, I've been super interested in playing that, but Battlefield 1 has taken up so much of my FPS time. And it's funny, so Linda and I play Mario Kart, but my mom... Actually, I gave her my old PS4, and my mom is the one who plays Battlefield 1. So I've got my cousin and my mom to play with, whereas Linda and I play Mario Kart. So how's that for strange, right? Oh, look at the surface of this. There's an event going on. Oh, cool. Yeah, I think I heard about that. I don't know what it's about, but I did hear about that. So I'm not going to start trying to do a burn yet. I'm just going to keep sort of coasting like this until I see something. I mean, obviously I want to stop everywhere, but I'm just going to wait until something catches my eye, and then I'm going to drop down and see. But this is my first real descent towards Disparia, so a big moment here. And I got to make sure I don't clip my antenna off, right? How about that? Would that be? Oh, cool. That actually sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, it's weird. I have a nice computer, but the only thing I do not play on it is first-person shooters. I still do that on console. Don't ask me why. Just for safety's sake, I'm going to point that antenna upwards. Can we get a shot of Cerillion in the distance? I don't know if I'm on the... I don't think I'm in the right angle for it, but... Look at that. That is so cool. That is amazing. I love that. Let me take a look at my map view to see what we're doing. Okay, so it does show me hitting the ground over there. Yeah, well, I'm busy watching, right? Oh, and my suicide burn, I should probably check. I might as well put the gear out, too. And knowing my luck, I'm going to end up in that gaping chasm or that giant hole. So, altitude from the surface, I just passed under 5,000 meters. But there's interesting stuff. Look, there's a ridge up there. Oh, man. I'm seeing a little bit of the atmosphere. I have an idea. I think what I'll do is, because I have a little bit of delta V, and even if this thing gets stuck on the surface, it's so easy to go rescue it that I wouldn't mind leaving old France in here. Is I'm going to land somewhere and send her out. Oh, son of a... Oh, crap. Well, should have thought of that. Okay, do I say that was a simulation and reload, or do I just keep going? Because, you know, sometimes things like that happen. Okay, burning. Yeah, I failed to account for the little bit of atmosphere, and of course, it snapped off. So are we pointing retrograde? Okay, good. I want to make sure. This looks like a decent place to land, I guess. When you say something cool, I'm going to say that everything is cool so far. Okay. I'm just watching. I want to do this manually for my first time. I don't want to do this remotely. Oh, look. Oh, this is beautiful. Just about there. Look at Franson. She's as happy as I am. Come on, Franson. We are... And you know that I have to put a flag down, don't you? Wait for it. Did you code in some sort of jump scare on the planet so as soon as you hit the moon's surface, there's a head that pops up on your screen and screams at you? That would be pretty evil, but pretty hilarious. Like a Five Nights at Freddy's style, you know, head jump scare every time you connect with the planet's surface, right? I could see something like that for a little... Sure you can't. Wink, wink. That'd be a fun April Fool's Day edition, you know. Boom, we did it. Shut down engine. Okay. It is time to get little Franson out. Gives you nightmares, yes. Every time you hit the planet's surface, a head pops out and screams at you. Imagine that huge white head bust out of the snow. No, that's just the right amount because that's horrifying. Either that or every time you look up and see Cerillion, you just see like an evil face staring at you. But only when you're on the surface. So whenever you're on the surface, it changes the texture used for Cerillion. And instead, it's just a face staring at you. Boom. Here we go. Love that. A joke planet. Here we go. Now there should be these little guys. Okay, well, I'm going to keep exploring. I know that the other side looks a little bit different. Are the geysers on the other side? I'll go do a little bit more exploring since I have enough Delta V to do some more flying. I guess we're playing Hopsies today. Oh, and we're throwing our parachute out again. You know what? I think we're just going to make this easy. And use some RCS. There we go. Oop, wrong button. RCS. Okay. Once we're facing the right way. Yeah, I noticed. I still have a hard time controlling RCS on the keyboard. I'm so used to doing it with the PS4 controller. There we go. Okay, let's keep going. Which way should we go? Should I try and go over into the dark side? Because if there's going to be a geyser, that looks like a place that would have it. Okay, I'm going to quick save, obviously. Which way would that be? That's probably along the 90-degree axis, right? Heading east. And I'm actually right sort of smack in the center, aren't I? Okay, so let's reactivate the engine. The geyser density is very low, though. Okay, well, I'm just going to sort of do a low sweep. Oh, ladder. Franson, dang it. I'm just going to kind of go this way. They're tiny. So I should probably stay low over the planet. If I, what altitude should I stay under to be able to see them? Look at this. I'm exploring Disparia. Oh, I thought I could only do this in my mind, but no. I've proven that you can actually go there in a game. So take that, logic and thoughts. Is that a geyser? Is that a geyser? Should I stop? Let me know if I should stop. Oh, look how cool this is. I love the kind of like, you know, at times like this, ooh, you kind of need a... Okay, well, since I'm going this way, I think I'm going to wait until that looks like one up there, so I'm going to go that way. Let me actually rotate. I'm going to put the view locked so I can get rotation right. There we go. Now it'll be a little easier. Hey, oh, there's one. X. Retrograde. Burn, burn, burn. There's one. Yep, I'm going to burn right there. Yeah, that's the one I'm aiming for right there. Okay, now I want gear out. View, I'm going to put it in locked view so that I can get... okay, so that I can try and get as close to it as possible. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on with the textures? Is there something wrong with them? Oh, I have it stability assist. My bad. I was wondering why it was Franson was controlling like a drunkard. I think they look cool though. I don't know if that's how they're intended, but I think it looks pretty cool how they are. So Franson's going to go walk to that thing. It gives it a very, I don't know, I just like it. It's almost like a sandy snowfall. I like the way it looks a lot. Oh, hey, retrograde, what are you doing, Franson? I have yet to add the Eve functionality. Well, everything that there is so far is perfect. And... no, oh, a window popped up on my computer. Don't go up! You know when you pressed shift too many times, sometimes that's like a key binding thing on your, if you use Windows. I pressed it so many times that a window popped up. Okay, let's try this a little bit better. I think Franson is going to have to stay here and wait for the SSTO to come and get her. Because look at my delta V, I only have 200 meters per second. Yeah, the sticky keys, that's what it's called. Don't tip, don't tip, don't tip. We're good. We're not good. No, we're good. Whew. Okay. Come on, Franson, let's go check out some, Geyser. This is so cool. And plop. I think just be faster to EVA it. Or I mean, RCS it. Man, that's a lot bigger than I thought it was. Dang, that's huge. It looked like a tiny little pebble. I love that you've thought out what's in the planet, or the moons, enough to, put geysers. The first planet pack to feature custom scatter models, let alone with working textures. You put a ton of work into this. Dare I go in? Man, this is huge. This is so cool. Oh, tumble. Something deep inside of me says that I probably shouldn't stand in here, which is why I'm going to plant a flag. It's perfectly safe, right? There we go. Look at that. We have, whoa, and we're vibrating. What's Franson doing? Franson, what are you doing, friend? There we go. I bet I could almost get Franson into orbit with her jetpack. Look at that. I've got a flag inside a geyser. I think I need a screenshot of that. Let's see, what's the best angle to see it? Oh, Yeah, it is huge. What's a good angle for a... how about that? I'm going to screenshot that. Mavis is definitely going to blow your mind. Oh, well, I have big plans for your planet system. Oops, wrong way. We can tumble a little bit. Oh, wait, we forgot to call all the firsts, right? Every time you get to a new planet, you have to start saying first for everything. So longest tumble, longest time without eating, fattest person, skinniest person, tallest person, shortest person. Okay, Highland. Yeah, I will ignore those. Like I said, this isn't the science team anyway. What are the other firsts? Longest time without going to the bathroom. What are some other firsts? Longest distance traveled by foot. Let's see, most times sneezed. Longest burp. What else has Franson done? A bunch of Disparia firsts. Longest time spent with Jeb. Longest time away from Jeb, and longest time without having to listen to Jeb talk about all the things he's done. Jeb tends to prattle on quite a bit. I've heard that he's one of those. You get him in a room and he doesn't stop talking. He'd actually be a pretty good streamer if he wasn't too busy being on other planets. Oops. Okay, I'm about to wrap this up. I think that I want to try... Should I try landing the SSTO before I go? Really quick. Do we dare try that, or should I save that for another stream? I'm a little scared to do it. Let's see, where would... I want to try and do it on... Why not? Well, I can think of several reasons, including fire, explosions, and death. But yeah, why not? Cerillion won't bite. Sure it won't. Uh-huh. Why don't we just... because I can fly this thing, obviously. Actually, let me get it a little bit closer. Oh, that's a little too far. So which way am I going? This way. So if I set it there, ideally I want to be hitting yet. That doesn't make me nervous. It wouldn't be too long of a flight over to there, especially if I went into the atmosphere. So do not make the angle too steep. That's coming from... Do you think that I should circularize before I do this, maybe? My periaps and apoaps. Let me circularize before I do this. Circularize at next periaps. Yeah, let me circularize. Well, I just think it would be a little bit safer, and then I can actually tweak my inclination to get a little bit closer. Just don't go over 3 kilometers a second. Yeah, especially without a heat shield. But like I don't know if you caught, I was able to get this into orbit around Kerbin, and I re-entered it without any problems. So go figure there. Do I have auto warp? Yeah, so I think I'm going to circularize, and then I'm going to just sort of tweak the inclination a bit to get it a little closer. I should probably wait until that's in the sun, because I do want to aim for the base. How's my fuel doing? Okay. That shouldn't be a very long burn. I will definitely be saving before I try and re-enter, because I don't want to lose this ship after all this work. And if I make a mistake, I would rather go back and fix it than have to relaunch the whole entire thing. So I will be quick saving. But I guess this is a first too. Have you said you haven't taken an SSTO into the atmosphere yet, have you? So that'll be a first, just in general first, won't it? You have? Okay. Never mind then. A second. Second's still good. Deployed a rover. Let's see how we're looking. I love the way that the nuclear engines look with real plume. I cheated. It's not really cheating if you've made it, though. But don't you think that those nuclear engines look really, really great with the real plume effects? That big cloud, I love that. Here we go. Okay. Let's see what I can do to my inclination. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I'm just going to do a big maneuver and see sort of how close, if it gets me close enough to justify doing the burn. You know, I think I should just probably fly there, don't you? Yeah, forget it. I'm just going to fly there. Because it's not like any other spot is better for landing than another, you know what I mean? Okay, so how dangerous is this? Should I just do a maneuver to go pull that straight down, or should I reduce it to under 100 K before I try it? What do you think would be safest? Because this isn't actually too fast. I should be okay with... if I just drop it, don't you think? Like this. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Cerillion's atmosphere is quite... Well, we'll find out. Quick saving Okay, quick saving before the burn. Because quick saving after it would be rather dangerous. I don't know. Okay, and I don't want any tips. I have no idea how this is going to fly, if it will fly at all in the atmosphere. That's kind of why I wanted to send one of these, is I have no idea what to expect, but I'm excited to find out. So don't give me any clues about what's going to happen. I do know that parachutes work, because that's how I dropped everything in. But beyond that, I do not know what to expect. And I should probably activate my rapiers once I do this burn and turn off my nukes. So yeah, as soon as I do the burn, I'm going to turn my rapiers on and make sure they are on automatic switching mode. Here we go. Oh, we're about to hit danger zone. Point of no return. Okay. What will happen? Taking bets, but no cheating, because you know what will happen. Stop. Stopped. That's... Oh boy. Well, I quick saved before this. Let's just see how this goes, and I can always reload the quick save. So let's just see how it goes. Let me aim prograde. Your number of exclamation points doesn't give me much hope, but I guess we'll see. And don't let me forget to... Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and retract that now. The big dish. Yeah. Yep, learned the hard way. Why can't I aim it? Okay. No, wait, I don't want to close the intake. Hello. And retract. And retract. 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 Boy. You know what? I think I'll quick save here because it wouldn't be too hard to fix the burn just a little bit. So I'm going to quick save. And if I need a reload, I'll just reload from there and burn a little bit. And I wonder if I should turn RCS on. Okay, that looks decent. Let's fast forward just a bit. Okay, I don't know what angle I should be at, but I'm going to keep it around 30 just until I hit the atmosphere. Like I said, the survived entering Kerbin just fine. I mean, I don't know what that means for Cerillion, but we are about to find out what the big whale can really do. Let me make sure all of my utilities are off. Yeah, I don't want it to start messing anything up. Fast forward a little bit more. Okay, I guess we're getting in there. How does that look? Just grew some hair. Right, you like its new hairdo? It's going for the spiky look. My speed is still increasing. Still increasing. But obviously I'm, you know, half the speed that or even a third of what I would be when I'm coming back into Kerbin. So I'm optimistic. But if you know what's going to happen and you think little Elon and Farewell are appropriately named, don't tell me. I want to see for myself what happens here. I bet you're sitting at home cackling, aren't you? You're just waiting for explosions and bad things. You're just sitting there laughing at me. Because you know what's going to happen. Oh, crud, the engines. Dagnabbit. Shut down. Shut down. Probably should have thought of this earlier, right? No, I'm staying quiet. Don't want to wake anyone up. Yeah. It's almost over there. Yeah, I'm almost done with the stream. I'll let you go to bed in a minute. I just want to see if this works. Let's just get this into the atmosphere and see what happens. And then I'm going to stop the stream because I got to go work on dinner anyway. But I want to see what happens too. Trying to watch my angle. My speed is decreasing, you see that? I'm cautiously optimistic. Make sure my landing gear isn't deployed. There you go. Who needs sleep anyway, though, right? I think we need to straighten out. Yeah, look at the speed. We're coming in nice and slow. I don't even see any heating effects yet. Huh, wasn't too steep, was it? It actually kind of works. Went for the nosedive. Well, I did that first, and even with the heat shield, things just exploded instantly. Okay, we're still dropping. How is my RCS doing? Or my monoprop? Haven't even used half yet. That's pretty good, especially with all those maneuvers just off of Kerbin. This is looking really good. Let me turn off mech jab so I can watch my speed. Mach 2.7. Okay, we're still actually quite high. You're allowed to pat yourself on the back after putting this much work into it. I'm actually going to try going prograde now. The way it blends, yeah. I love the color too, and the rings. Now, as long as I don't land over water, right? Got my air brakes. Now I'm increasing speed a little bit. Okay, now that I'm going to just lift up a little bit. Okay, a lot bit, I guess. Oh, that bled off some speed. Look at that. That's dropping so quick. Once we start getting to the transonic region, I have a feeling this is going to become a little bit unstable. It's already slightly unstable as it is. Let me see on the map what it shows. Right over the water. Brilliant. That's what I wanted. Yeah, I think I'll need to get low enough, then kick the engines on and see if they work so that I can go land somewhere over there. I love that you have a lot of flat basins for putting bases and things like that. It's not just all mountains and rock. You know, it's actually functional. You can do something with it. Yeah, I didn't see any heating issue. I don't know how dense it's going to get, but I didn't see any heating issues with that. Turning RCS off. I'm going to keep the brakes on. Caius Plateaus. Between all of the moons and this planet, how many names did you have to come up with? I bet you just sat for hours trying to come up with names. I'm going to turn the brakes off too. Should I quick save? What do you think? Now I'm picking up speed again. I want to get... I'll put the brakes on. I just don't want to get too quick. They're still a closed cycle. I have to come up with names all the time. Yeah, tell me about it. I know the feeling. I had to come up with them. And landing a SIR routine, it'll go fine, I think. Well, Elon and Farewell seem to think that it's at least going decent. They aren't screaming, and that's usually a good sign. A screaming Kerbal is a sign of very, very bad things, because Jeb can be on fire and still be smiling. So when they're screaming... Hey, there we go. They believe in us. Look at that. They like new places. I'm wondering if and when these engines are going to kick over to air breathing. Whoop. Don't ask me. That side's fine. I've got quite a steep angle going here. I think I need a little bit of thrust here. Ring shadow. Oh, okay. I need to bring my prograde up a little. That was heading close to nosedive, which I don't want to be doing. Oh, that's cool. Come on, are we going to be air breathing anytime soon? Are these, they're still closed cycle. Those are going to switch, aren't they? But so far, I've got to say that this thing is moderately stable. Yeah, we're just now getting down. I mean, the clouds are still way below us. Do you know if these will kick onto air breathing at all? I mean, I kind of hope they would, what with all the air intakes I put in it. How much delta V? I've got plenty of delta V. They should. Okay. If they don't, at least I have them on in closed cycle, so it's not like I'm going to hit the ground. I'll have enough. It has oxygen. Okay. I'm going to turn that off and that off for now because I want to maximize how much I can see. And actually for... there, I'm going to snap that down too to maximize how much we can actually see. In fact, the exact composition. Let me just jot that down while I'm trying to land, right? Wonder if I should just do it on my own. I hear the air breathing noise. Hey, they're producing thrust. Look at that. Oh, that's so nice. Let's give it just a little bit of thrust and see if we can't... let's just get under the cloud layer. Oh my gosh, this is so nice. Yeah, I'm just going to try and head straight. I don't want to worry about any turns. Oh, and it's even got the contrails. Look. These, I can just barely see them beneath the clouds. Oh, this is so nice. I'm guessing that's dust, right? Well, we still have to land it, but I do have a an idea on how to do that safely. I think if I can just get it down, later on I'll go and try and land it up at the base. How far away am I? Yeah, it'd be a long flight, but if I can go somewhat out of the atmosphere, I can just sort of do a big arc hop over. I'm going to take this off. Underneath the clouds, look at that. I know that as soon as I say this, it's going to start spiraling, but this is actually really stable. I mean, I don't know how, but it actually looks really stable. Yeah, I mean, look, that's even under warp. Altitude is staying good. I think we've got a winner here. Yes, I do know I'm getting a little low. Okay, now the real question is, can I turn? That looks awfully mountainous. I didn't really pick a great place to land, did I? I might have to just try something right on the coast. Unless, it kind of looks like it plateaus. I don't know. Heading to an Easter egg. Let's see. Do I try and land on the shore, or do I keep going? That actually looks like a decent place down there, doesn't it? What do we try for it, or do I keep going? I see that ring shape. The plateau is a... Sounds like I need to keep going, doesn't it? Okay. I mean, if we're going to crash, we might as well crash over something interesting. Picking speed back up or gaining elevation. I want to make sure I can get over it. We're doing good on fuel. This is actually pretty fuel efficient. If you think about it, I've covered, what, like 1/8 of the planet's surface? And I've barely touched any of the fuel. Look at that. Coming over the crest. Oh. Here we come. Cutting the throttle. Okay, it's saving because rolling this thing might be... Oh, look at the ridge. I see the shape. Oh, I have too much roll authority, darn. Where to land, where to land, where to land. Where to land. Where to land. So I'm going to quick save and try my patented super special landing technique. I'm honestly surprised how stable this thing is. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm going. Oops, turn off RCS. See, I still have such a hard time flying with the keyboard. Okay, moment of truth. Lots of quick saving here. Okay, going quiet because I'm focusing. Brakes, brakes. Almost. Hold on, hold on. Why aren't the parachutes activating? Just stage them. I should... Oh! Oh! And we're even pointing left. Oh my gosh. I can't believe that worked. Holy cow. We just did it. Oh, we bounced our... You do know that all of them have brown marks in their spacesuits now, right? Like, that was a brown mark. Definitely skid mark brown trouser landing. Which one's still on? Oh my gosh, I can't believe that worked. I got the whole bloody thing from Kerbin to Cerillion to the surface without killing anyone or breaking anything. I thought for sure that this was going. I mean, I thought for sure that was going to go. Holy cow. Okay. Well, 10 out of 10 landing. I would say 10 out of 10 on the planet. You did an amazing job on this. So thank you for doing so much work to make an awesome, awesome planet mod. I am going to figure out, between streams, I'm going to figure out what was going on with the ship at the base. And I'm going to go do a little bit more exploring. But either Friday or tomorrow or Monday, I'll probably stream again. So Tuesday is my regular City Skyline stream, but I want to do another stream exploring more of this really soon. So I'll post on the Kerbal forums when I'm going to do it again, but don't expect anything later than Wednesday of next week doing more Kerbal, because I definitely want to keep exploring this. So let me actually save. I'm going to do a hard save. Hard save before I quit. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and log out, and you need to go to bed. And I appreciate everyone else who has been watching and joining the stream. For those of you who are interested in mods, be sure to check out the White Guardians Cerillion Planet Pack. It's available through CCAN and downloading on the Kerbal forums, and I'm sure he can leave some comments everywhere else you can find it. Since I go through CCAN, I don't know the best way to find everything else. So I encourage everyone to check it out, because obviously it's an amazing planet pack with a really cool planet and moons. So feel free to check it out. And White Guardian and everyone else, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you all... yeah, don't be a zombie. So I appreciate you guys watching. I'm going to end the stream. I will see you next time. So thanks again, everyone. I appreciate it. And thank you, White Guardian. I will see you guys next time.